Boom! Yes, folks. So we continuing in this series of videos where we're dealing with the topic of completing the square. Now, if you would have noticed in the last couple of videos, we dealt strictly with quadratics where the coefficient of x was even. So for example, we would have had something like x squared plus 4x or x squared minus 8x or something of the sort. Alright, so in this video what we're going to do is focus on expressions, quadratic expressions where we have odd coefficients of x. So for example, if we have let us say x squared plus 3x, alright, following the same rules that we established prior, then that can be written as x plus 3 over 2 squared minus 3 over 2 squared. Alright? Same rules, all we just do is divide the coefficient by 2. And because it is odd and not even, we have to leave it as a fraction here. By the same token, if we have, let us say, x squared, I'll make some space here and you'll see why in a minute. If we have x squared minus 7x, that 2 could be written in the same way. We could write that as x minus 7 over 2 squared minus 7 over 2 squared. And so on and so on and so on ad infinitum for any odd coefficient of x. So for example, if we have x squared minus 99x, that would simply be x minus 99 over 2, all in brackets, to be squared, minus 99 over 2 in brackets to be squared. If we have x plus 230, x squared plus 239x, then that will be written as x plus 239 over 2, all in brackets to be squared, minus 239 over 2 in brackets to be squared. Alright? Now, what I don't want to encourage people to do, alright? I have to say this because I know there are a lot of people doing this mathematics that as soon as they say a fraction, the instinct is to switch to decimals, right? Aided and abetted, of course, by our good friend, the calculator. I want to discourage that strongly because this topic, by its very nature, the question generally are set where you had to deal with fractions, and if you could stay away from switching to decimals, it would make your life a whole lot easier. The problem, however, is that if your general manipulation of fractions is weak, then that in itself will be a problem in doing this topic. So I want to take this opportunity here to encourage anybody, if you're having any particular issue or issues with fractions, in terms of addition of fractions, multiplication of fractions, subtraction of fractions, division of fractions, multiplication of fractions by a constant, division of fractions by a constant, interacting fractions with negative quantities, then understand that you may have to go back and do some remedial work on that topic because it will definitely hurt you here. But that aside, what we don't want is this. So you get this and you know that this is what it's supposed to do. But instead of writing x plus 3 over 2 squared, look what you're going to do. Some people will do this. X plus 1.5 squared minus 1.5 squared. Right? And similarly, we come here, you get x squared minus 7x. And you know that this is what you're supposed to put. So instead of putting x minus 7 over 2 all to be squared, minus 7 over 2 all to be squared, they go and do this. X minus 3.5 squared minus 3.5 in brackets, all to be squared. Now I want to say an emphatic no, right? I want to cross these out as options. Right? Do not go down that road. You're going to make life difficult for yourself in an exam context. Yes, the way the topic is configured in the overall macro sense, you could have decimals. So for example, if I say, for the sake of argument, I could say that that x squared plus 2.3x is the same thing as x plus 1.15 squared minus 1.15 squared. Alright? And by the same token, I can say that x squared minus, let us say, 8.9x. Right? I could write that over as x minus 4.5, 4.45, I believe, right? 9 is 4.5. 4.45 squared minus, in brackets, 4.45 squared. I could do that because the question starts out with decimals from the outset. But don't start with integer coefficients of x, right? Positive or negative. And then go from here to here in blue. From here in black to here in blue. And that is why I take the red marker and I scratch it up. Do not do that. I'm going to repeat. Do not switch from integer coefficients of x to decimal coefficients and values on this side when you're going through the process of completing the square. Alright, so with that having been said, I'm going to wind up this video now. You have the procedure there for odd values of x. And we odd values of the coefficient of x, sorry, and we also discuss the situation where people would switch from fractional values on the other side of the equation when you're dividing by 2 to kind of, because out of habit, and we discouraging that strongly. Alright, so that's it for now. Take care, be good, and as always, look out for the next